Hello, folks on YouTube. Welcome to another Age of Wonders 3 multiplayer Let's Play. Here with Joe. It's his turn. Sorry, I just jumped to the capital when I pressed the record button because it's also one of the hotkeys. Where the bloody heck were? Got my bearings again on. Here we go. He was just moving an army across the mountains here. I wish there was a way to follow camera of the other player in like these
Yeah,
kind of same team co-op matches.
yeah,
Although
so you could spectate basically.
yeah, so I could know what you're doing. I would have to like do a Discord screen share to actually know. And this game sometimes crashes when I do that for too long if I have the game minimized. So
Yeah.
yeah, your hunter should be able to move another tile if you want to get it close to your capital in case of like brigands showing or anything, or to northeast in case it needs to rush to help defend that fort against like a wandering mob. The only thing
Oh
that
yeah.
could I mean, I've had scouts in the area, so it's probably nothing out there. But if there was something in that area, like north of your capital, it could wander across the mountains. I think
hmm
spiders are the worst because if I remember correctly, they can cross. Oh no, they just have forestry. They don't have mountaineering. They have cave crawling and forestry. Okay.
All
Um.
right. Then
Oh
I've got
wow,
my army underground.
wow. That hunter can move really far. He should be able to move one tile further. By the way, to
Hmm?
your hunter, he should be able to move one tile further. He's got
Close to the fort.
forestry.
He can't move into the forest.
Yeah, he can move close along the road towards the fort,
Yeah, he
though.
can move along the road.
Yeah. Um, isn't there a cave entrance that way too? Oh yeah, there is. So
Yeah.
you could potentially get him down underground if you wanted to like send him to help in Fugold. You could probably get him to Fugold in reasonable time as well. Or something like that. Not if something came up and plans changed. Like maybe if you lost some units. Oh, I remember where your what was up. The Well of Souls. That's right.
Yeah. Did you want me to attack this
Yeah, there was the Well of Souls, and there was your army encamped near the
carrion bird and the
brigands.
three crows?
Yeah, I did check, and it looks like heroes are just not supposed to be able to be turned into ghouls, but no reason to risk it either way.
What's a
But
ghoul?
I don't
What?
know. I couldn't find the info on exactly what it does, other than that the units would definitely be undead, which is
Mm.
potentially, I don't know if that affects their passive health regeneration, but it should make them so that certain abilities interact with undead. Either like certain holy abilities do extra damage. Necromancers can heal undead units. Um, I do have a necromancer hero, so if you let one of your animals become undead, it would well, you'll have to have one, whichever one moves into tile. But it'll be an
Hmm.
interesting experiment if you wanted to move more than one animal in, because they'll take only one stack will be able to be transformed, and then it's like 8 turns till you can transform anyone else or something. But yeah, you could gather these two heroes, Shock Serpent, Penguin, and Worgen attack the Well of Souls. Um,
And then I can summon another animal down here.
oh yeah, you probably want it to because this is going to be a slightly tough fight with just the 5 units.
Yeah.
Grimbeak crows aren't bad, but the carrion bird is a tier 2 monster with life steal. So
Then bring this warg back.
hold on.
Alrighty.
I'm just looking at what undead. Undead has 100% blight protection, 40% frost protection, 40% spirit weakness, 20% fire weakness, and cannot regenerate. Yeah, so
I
undead
got
unit.
another shock serpent, I think.
Yep.
That sucks.
Uh,
Oh well.
yeah, I would try and send the. Let's see. Cannot regenerate units. I would send the dire penguin because it has life steal. So um, even if it can't
Yeah.
regenerate, it can still always like
Should I,
attack units to
should
heal.
I queue up a transformed air node?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Because you just cleared that mono node before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would
All
send
right.
the penguin onto the Well of Souls because if it looks like the effects of undead or some protections interacts with certain abilities and they don't regenerate passively anymore. So you'll have to use like hero abilities to heal them or
Okay. So should I attack with the penguin? Just the penguin?
yeah. You could do, or you could just do the heroes because they shouldn't transform. Hold on, let me save it in case it bugs. It's the heroes
Yeah.
are supposed to be immune to being transformed, so you could do the heroes and then none of your units will be transformed. But I would do the penguin just to find out, like, what
Should I
happens.
do? Should I could include the shock serpents as well.
They're cannon fodder, so and they have no way to passively regenerate, so I wouldn't do it until we know what it
Oh,
does. You
right.
know, because um,
All right. Well, I think I have to click the drink button anyway, so I should be able to save after the battle as well.
oh, there's a drink button. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it automatically did. Well, I would still test it out
still
on
do both.
the. I
Yeah.
would just test it out on the penguins and the penguin.
All right.
And if you like what it does, it will regenerate after a while. I I couldn't find solid information on exactly what it does, other than that one of the effects is to give undead. If it might give a unit life siphon or something, but which I
Hmm.
guess you wouldn't notice if it was the penguin, because the penguin already has life siphon. Oh well, I didn't think about that.
All right, we can just test it after saving, and then just reload if it's if if it's bad, and then choose what specific units to give it to.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Well,
right.
it's a whole pain
Very
to reload the thing,
fancy.
so unless it's something terrible. But Dark Gift, your units get inflict curse. So their units can inflict curses and have extra melee combat strength.
Oh, yeah.
You have a
Hmm.
chance. Yeah,
Should I
to
disjunct that, or is that not too bad?
how much mana do you have stored up?
220.
220? And what's if you hover over, it'll tell you what your surplus is.
9.
Only 9 a turn?
Yep, I'm making 9 a turn.
Hmm. Uh These crows are gonna be problems
Hmm.
for that's your country hero here though.
Yeah, it is.
If you try and disjunct, how much does it say it would cost you?
Uh, 20?
20?
Yeah,
Hmm. So it's not half price because your hero is on the map. So maybe she doesn't. I don't know if it costs her her movement or not to disjunct.
I think it does.
Uh, didn't cost your other heroes their movement. Did she have any spells that she could cast?
I don't know. Maybe. Um,
Oh, you only have 13 casting points. It looks like I'm selecting her hero.
yeah.
So can you even disjunct? It normally costs 20 casting
Oh, does that
points.
stop? Oh, it does stop. Yeah, I can't I forgot to look at the casting points. Yeah.
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 So you can't even. You don't even have the casting points to disjunct.
Yeah, I can't disjunct it.
Uh, Out of curiosity, Shane, what spells does he have? Because he actually has 15 casting points, and
Oh,
it comes from a
Revive
separate.
Instinct, Root Spears, and Rust Strike.
Hmm. Revive Instinct, Root Spears, and Rustic. Uh, what would be the chance of succeeding on rooting one of these crows or the carrion bird? root
How would
spears.
I see that?
If you
Hovering
selected
over 'em?
root spears and hovered over.
Oh, for the carrion bird, 40%, and 55% for the crows.
Hmm. Interesting. Uh, 40% isn't bad for something that powerful. Um, if he does it, he'll lose his movement. So you might.
Might want to move him first.
Yeah, might want to have him. I'm trying to think if you'd want him to fall. Yeah,
Can
probably
he
fall
befriend
back.
these? He has befriend animal.
Oh yeah, the crows. It won't work on the undead carrion bird. I don't think. It's a monster, not a
It's a
animal.
monster, not an animal.
Yeah, that might actually be better. It won't cost any mana. If you can just charm one of the crows, it'll be yours. You'll even keep it after the battle if it survives.
Should I try
Uh,
to do that to this closest crow, or to one of the more distant ones?
uh, yeah, I would probably do the closest one. I would try and position them on the opposite side from the other crows.
Yeah.
Instead of moving 2 hexes, move 3, basically, so that they won't all swarm him because he won't be guarding if he just used an ability. It'll soak his movement.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay. 55% chance.
Yep. Same chance as rooting it, but
Righty.
this is more useful and doesn't cost mana, whereas
Yeah,
rooting.
and if it's resisted, it'll still reduce its movement.
Oh, it will.
Resisted. Damn.
Darn. Well, it does get fewer attacks now because movement are attacks. Yeah, I can only
Yeah.
attack him twice instead of 3 times because of that. So it wasn't entirely worth us. Darn.
Bad.
Does your hero have any spells that cost less than 13?
Yeah, Red Spears, Dispel, Seeker Enchantment, and Suffocate.
Oh, she also has root spears. Hmm.
Yep.
Um. hmm. She has a longbow though, and pretty good accuracy. She's no.
Hmm.
How much damage does root spears do on one of the crows?
14 to 20.
Oh yeah, it's not even better than just shooting them in terms of damage output. Not really.
No, well, oh yeah. I guess 6 to 8 times 3 is
Yeah. So
pretty
14 to
similar to
20
that.
versus 18 to
12.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um the main advantage is that one of them might not be able to move as far or get as many attacks on you. Yeah, so I'd
Yeah.
recommend in this case trying to 2, 3, 4, 5 pick off the crows first because they're weaker and I think their damage output versus their defense makes them easier. They have 2/3 the health, but they do. Oh no, actually, the carrion bird, but that thing can life steal if you attack it. So unless you can kill it outright, yeah, I would pick off a
Mm.
crow though first. These things are gonna be. This is gonna be a tough fight, like I was saying. I would pick off some of the
Yeah.
crows. Um, the one that's already next to Shane is one possibility because it's directly adjacent, but the other ones have more attacks, but only if they close. Oh shit! I'm being silly. Um, well, you probably no.
What's up?
I was gonna say what you probably could do uh is defend and then retaliation strikes kill them, but that probably wouldn't kill anything unless you're like weaken one with a longbow first. But
Yeah.
the I guess they do have to spend action points of moving, so I'd probably. I'm trying to think if you can. Penguin can only move 4 tiles. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I would just pick one of the crows on the left and kill it. Because you can reach it with your shock serpent and your penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah, only one of them can be reached by both of those. Because the
The
other
one on
one
the
don't.
right.
Yeah, the one that's closer to center. So
Okay.
yeah, I'd probably have the shock serpent and the penguin go for that and see what happens. Um,
I shouldn't shoot it first.
uh, oh yeah, to weaken it. Yeah, probably not a terrible idea. I would maybe have Albanese fall back a little to the left that way so that the enemies have to move further to reach her, particularly the carrion bird,
Yeah.
because she should be able to fall back another tile or two that direction. Like, uh, she should be
She'll
able to
lose
go.
her 3 shots.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Well then, yeah, might as well shoot from here.
Okay.
I didn't realize some like your hunters can move 2 tiles and still get 3 shots. I thought, but she can only move one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, she leveled up. Oh, my ward can reach as well.
Um. Yeah, your ward can reach that thing in a
Yeah.
dash, basically. Uh.
Probably attack with the penguins first.
Try and look at the melee damage. Yeah, the penguin should be able to kill it in one hit, whereas the warg or let's see, can the shock serpent kill it in one hit?
Hmm.
No, this is 11-11, so this would be 6 and one. Yeah, your penguin should be able to one shot that crow. The other,
I'd have
your
to roll pretty well.
really shouldn't it be? It should
Yeah.
be centered on 7 damage. Oh, yeah, you're right. So it'd be less than 50% odds, but you should still have
Hmm.
a chance of one shotting it. And if doesn't work, the dire penguin gets life steal. So the second
The
attack
warg
will.
might, but oh yeah, I guess that's also pretty
Yeah,
unlikely, huh? I
yeah.
guess
The
we'll talk to Dire
highest
Penguin.
odds should be on the dire penguin. Plus the ward can reach one of the other ones. So
Yeah. All right. From what tile should I attack?
probably the
The
one on
penguin.
the well left. No, on the right actually, because no, because then the shock is the shock serpent if it moves 2 tiles. Does it get 2 attacks or one?
It'll have 2 attacks if it moves if it moves 2 tiles forward.
Hmm. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Should I attack with the shock serpent just to guarantee that the crow dies?
Uh, if you do that, it'll get rid. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to sacrifice the shock serpent. The carrion bird will probably rip it apart. But yeah, I would just do the shock serpent actually, so that your
All right.
penguin and war can double team the other one. Just think about overkill.
Oh, they got lucky.
Yeah,
Well, they did get cursed.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
That
not
that.
that lucky, but they
Yeah, the
one shot it.
shock serpent will be ripped into pieces by the carrion bird. No question. It's like a giant bird, and it'll just like numb snake.
Yeah.
Is that plant? Yeah, that's an
Hmm.
obstacle. But yeah, I bet if your dire penguin went for the other one, because it won't be able to kill it, but at least your dire penguin has life steal. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
see if the ward can also reach it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so, because they'd have to
Um.
stand on the same tile.
Yeah. Yeah. They can't both reach it this turn.
Yeah. Well, you
But the ward
can.
can we reach the one on the right?
Yeah, as can your shock serpent there. So yeah, I would go.
Yeah.
I would send the penguin to get the one on the far left.
Okay.
And if you deal with all the birds, then you only have the carrion bird to worry about, so you can't be flanked and stuff easily. Um,
Not great.
yeah, not amazing, but
What do these birds have first strike?
I guess they're fast is the idea.
Yeah.
Uh, shoot, or actually, hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking about this. You probably don't want to lose the penguin. I might send the warg to where the dead crow is, and put on guard mode, so that
Yeah.
the carrion bird will not be able to reach the snake, and it probably won't go for the or it
Okay.
is flying, so actually it might still reach the snake, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It creates some disincentive maybe, and then just your shock serpent should be able to get around to like the flank of the crow and just guard there, so that if
Yeah.
it gets attacked, it'll have the guard mode extra defense, and can set the if the crow attacks, then it can do flanking, because units they're guarding can't be flanked. So
All right.
yeah.
Oh boy.
And it doesn't matter if he dies because he's got resurgence.
Yeah.
And in fact, it did kill him, but he'll come back after the fight with like most of his health, so not a big deal. Hmm.
Hmm. Good.
I would probably send the ward to go at this point. Let's see, the crows have first strike, don't they?
Yeah.
Uh
So does the warg.
yeah, I would send it one tile to the right and just put it in defense mode. Is that tile free? Or no, it's not. Well, I would send it
Hmm?
one for. I was just saying I would clear. I would clear a pack so the shock serpent can reach that damaged Grimbait crow.
Yeah.
Um.
They can move
Well,
it forward and to the right.
yeah. You just want to stay in the green area so you have more opportunity attacks if the carrion bird tries to go through. Oh, can only move 5 tiles. Never mind. Well, you want to restrict the movement on the carrion bird. Oh, oh, this is smarter. Why didn't I think of this? If you interpose the warg between the carrion bird and your leader, if the carrion bird tries to reach the leader, it'll have to take attacks of opportunity. So if it moves a couple tiles that way, like towards
Staying
the
in the
snake.
yellow.
What?
Staying in the yellow.
Yeah, probably staying in the yellow, probably just to so it
Okay.
can have 2 attacks of opportunity on the bird. I don't know how many tiles the warg can move and still have 2 attacks like that.
You can move 3 more.
Ah, 3 tiles? Oh, that's perfect then. If it goes 3 tiles towards the carrion bird and guards.
So like right next to the other shock serpent.
Yeah. Because they're gonna have to attack something, so you might as well just like guard and make them. Especially because the stupid crows at first strike.
Yeah. What should I do with my hero?
Um, I would have her
Finish the other crows.
uh finish the other crows. Yeah, I would have her move 1 to the northwest to put more distance between her and the carrion bird, and yeah, and finish the other crows. Take their, or she can move further than that because she only needs 2 shots to kill the Grimbeak crows. So I'd have her go as far away from the carrion bird as she can while being yellow range, and then maybe not as far. Just 1 tile is probably fine because you actually don't want to get too far from the warg. You will need to support it probably later.
Should I get like behind the warg?
Uh, uh, like directly behind it.
I can do that.
Uh,
Yeah. Or 2 tiles behind it.
yeah, I'd probably be 2 tiles behind it.
Okay.
Like,
So
oh,
right
well,
here.
yeah, that'll work too. That uses the terrain.
Oh shit! Now I have a line of sight penalty.
That's fine, I guess. I mean, I meant you moved her 3 tiles, but yeah, I would just Oh wait, if you move her 1 further tile, which she's to the northwest, closer to the crow, she'd lose her line of sight penalty, wouldn't she?
Yeah, but you'll lose an attack.
Yeah, but it should only take 1 attack to finish it without the line of sight penalty, I think. Then it'd be
No, it was
8v12.
7 to 11, so it'd be pretty risky.
Oh, it'd
I don't
actually
think
be
it.
even worse. Yeah, then I would just attack and
I
she
think it
might
was
get a
7 to
crit.
11. She can if she rolls 2 sixes, she'll still
Yeah,
or 6 and a 5.
yeah.
She
And if
still
not,
has a
the
chance.
penguin can finish it off, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not terrible to keep your hero back. Um,
Or maybe I should have her cast a spell of some sort.
uh, no, I would just use the longbow.
Okay.
Uh, unless, yeah, no, I would
Oh,
just use the
sorry, too late.
longbow.
Ah, damn.
Why no? Hmm.
I hate that this thing is first strike.
Yeah.
So you think I
Well,
should use the penguin to kill it?
yeah, because otherwise you have to use the shock serpent. So I would just use the penguin, kill it.
All right.
It did level up the penguin, so
Yeah.
which means extra hit points and attack strength. Um,
Okay. Should I move the shock serpent like 1 tile south and then guard?
um, yeah, like closer to the warg and guard. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Then the other shock serpent, it can flank the crows.
Um, the other shock serpent. I see.
3 hits for 8 to 12 and 4 to 6.
Hmm.
Flanking.
Yeah, the first one would be 8 to 12, and then the other two. I don't think it'll be enough to kill the crows, though. And then
Yeah.
the crows will, uh, I'd actually pull it back one tile and just guard. Since crows are facing the other way, it won't suffer an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Um, just because it'll make the carrion bird have to move further to reach the serpent that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yep. That carrion bird is nasty.
Uh-oh. Penguin's dead. Org's dead.
Yep. Well, the animals were meant to be disposable, and they are very disposable right now. Darn it. On the bright side, you should be able to finish off those crows now.
I gotta kill this carrion bird before it kills me.
Um, your hero should be able to beat it, especially
All right.
if you make good use of the longbow. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. If you have the cursed shock serpent move 3 tiles so it stay in the water and attack the crows, then the other one should be able to get flanking. So that's what I'd recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other one should be able to move 2. Well, actually 3 tiles
Just
to get
one?
us. I'd move 3 tiles to get further away from the carrion bird.
Oh yeah, I
Since
guess it doesn't need more.
yeah,
It doesn't need that many attacks.
yeah, it just needs 1 attack to finish off the crows. So
There we go.
nice.
And then should I have
Um,
Owen fall back to and shoot the crows?
um,
Or
2.
maybe fall further back and root spear?
Yeah, I would fall all the way back in roots. Or I would fall. You probably want to make it so if it goes for the hero, you can get a little bit of flanking. Uh, let's see. She can move 6 tiles, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'd probably ever move like, because it could go the other way. I'd probably ever move like stand on the bank of the river like 3 tiles from where she is, and then try and root spear the
3 tiles?
uh that was 2.
Yeah, where else? I'm con-
Um,
I don't know
I
what
was saying
tiles.
to have her stand like off to the side so that if the carrion bird makes a beeline for one of the shock serpents, she can flank the crow with her longbow. Well, I guess I would just have her move
Oh,
2 more tiles on the river then. You just want to be off to the side somewhat, or at least one
which
more, like
left? 2 tiles
stand
left?
towards the inside of the map you came from, is what I'm saying. Whatever, keep moving down the river, follow the flow of the river.
Okay, I see. And then root spear?
Um, yeah, I don't know if root spearing makes her face the carrion bird. There is the issue of facing, and you don't want her to suffer flanking. Uh, I do know it soaks all our movement.
You can keep
So,
moving.
yeah, what I would say is have her move one more tile and then move back towards the bird one so that she's facing it when she spells. I don't know if the spell makes
Okay.
her auto face. You want to make sure she's facing it. So this is just so that to adjust her facing mostly, but and then
And
move
then back
back.
onto that pile.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, red spears.
Yeah, it meant to was indicate more of diagonal you, but that works
Resisted.
too.
Oh, still. At least did some damage.
Yeah. Well, that's all you can do. Because you see, I mean,
Alrighty.
I had meant for her to stand like more further to the side. Here, she's just like, oh, the
Okay,
carrion
that
bird
guy's dead.
flew over the. Oh, this works. Um, it's just set itself up for flanking very nicely, actually.
Yeah. Should I have
Jeez.
the shock serpent move directly behind it and then attack it?
Uh, excuse me. Uh, yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Good damage. Jeez. I didn't think it would do that much damage to it.
Flanking really helps.
Yeah. Now I can kill it easy. Okay.
Uh, yeah, you can finish it with the
Just
longbow.
cost me a lot of animals. Gonna be making a lot of mana next turn.
Yeah, you had a lot of animals to keep up, so
36 mana I'm making now. Okay. Well, Darpang was dead. So
you
do you want to
right.
save it and I can just send the shock serpent onto it, see what happens, or
Yeah, yeah. That one,
all right.
that was a difficult fight, but your
Have,
hero
have,
leveled up at least. So
have you saved it?
yeah,
All right, I'll send the shock serpent. I'll have him drink.
be interesting to test this.
Ghoul baby shock serpent.
Ah, Ghoul. This unit's been made undead by vile magic and is 20% spirit weakness and -1 defense, and it's undead.
Hmm.
So it's got a lot of spirit weakness and less defense normal. It doesn't passively heal. Regeneration per turn 0. Is that all? It doesn't give it. This is actually worse than a normal undead unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because normally undead just have the undead trait. This thing has ghoul as well.
So
Okay,
he
so
has
yeah,
extra weakness.
yeah, it's an extra weak undead. On the bright side, it did heal the shock serpent up.
Yeah.
So um cannon fodder for to probably throw away in your next fight. At least you know what it does now. That's terrible. I don't know why I ever give that.
It can't regenerate.
Nope.
I guess it's
I
only helpful if you're a necromancer, I assume.
Yeah. If you have a necromancer hero, well, I have one. So if it is fighting alongside my hero necromancer, it did gain extra frost protection, and it's immune to blight now. So it's not completely useless.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably not worth doing. Uh, anyways, you got those two heroes, and I think you just leveled up one of them.
Yep. Ominous.
Nice.
Yeah. Awakened spirit, befriend animal, cure disease, free movement, natural healer, natural immunity, night vision, nourishing meal, spirit of the land, warm at night. Hmm.
What does nourishing meal do?
Increases maximum hit points of a unit by 15 health and gives 100 morale to target friendly unit.
Oh,
Outside combat, any units in the stack are healed for a maximum of 15 health divided by the number of wounded units in the stack.
how much does it cost?
4 upgrade points.
Oh god, no, that's not worth 4. That's worth maybe 1. What stats
And
can
it
she
can
take?
heal undead. What was that?
What stats? Like what stat points? Like attack,
Oh,
defense.
2 points for health, 3 points for defense, 4 for resistance, 1 for melee, and 2 for ranged strength.
2 for range strength. You said 3 for defense, or
Yep, 3 for defense.
2 for health,
Yep,
and hmm. And you said melee was 1.
melee is 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably give her melee and ranged and health then,
All right.
because she's a hero, so extra health means she comes back with more health with resurgence, and
Yeah.
just because it's cheaper. The defense is slightly more useful, but it costs 50% more, so
All right.
yeah.
Should I move my heroes? I should probably move my heroes back to Fu Gold now, right?
Uh, yeah.
To take out that Archon village, or not village, but boneyard.
Yeah, just be careful. There may be brigands on the way. Your heroes should be able to defeat them, but just
Okay.
keep an eye out for them. Sometimes it. Yep.
All right.
Cool.
And Fu Gold, I've got some prospectors.
Oh yeah.
Does it matter how I move the prospectors? Like,
Well,
should I
I
just have them
mean,
move left and right in mine as much as possible?
as terms of gold, it doesn't matter, but in terms of you can potentially clear space for cities this way or useful tunnels. So
Oh
you
yeah.
might as well try and get something beneficial out of this. And you don't really know what's the southeast in terms of like. Plus, there's not a quick way around the lava lake, so I would take that prospector who's already digging and dig towards the southeast, towards that gap between the two.
I am at war with the city over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually connect it, but
Oh,
there's some unexplored terrain to see how far the dirt goes, among other things.
all right.
Yeah, just keep digging a straight line there, see what.
That's all his movement.
That's as far as you can go.
Yep. And I've got another prospector in the city.
Um,
Should I send him in another direction?
hmm. Hold on. The prospector in the city. Um, where is the cave entrance here? So I'm checking. Wait, over there. Um, hmm. Elves hate it underground, right?
I don't
Dislike
know.
subterranean. Okay. Yeah, they dislike
Yeah.
subterranean. I was just thinking you could potentially settle elves in the middle of this like underground forest. But they don't like it underground even so, so it's probably still better for dwarves. Just thinking about, clearing space for cities. Um, it's the cave entrance. Yeah, you could. Um, One of the things you can do is you can dig like tunnels and then settle cities, obviously down the tunnels. Dwarves don't benefit from this like cleared tunnel terrain, like subterranean barren, but they are happier like with the dirt walls. So long narrow tunnels are good for if you put a dwarven city because it's surrounded by light terrain. Um, and the reason I mention this is
Hmm. Are they considered mountains or something?
it's considered cavern walls. They like dirt and rock cavern walls both.
Oh,
That's light terrain for dwarves. So they like
I don't know why that doesn't. That's weird.
they don't like subterranean terrain particularly, but they do like they have no particular like or dislike for it, but they like cavern walls,
It just says
mountains,
mountains and coastal mountains in there.
and then
Racial thing.
rock cavern walls and dirt cavern walls.
Huh. Is that like just a hidden
No,
effect?
if you hover over one of the any of the dwarven
Yeah,
characters, it shows that.
I'm looking. I don't see it on my screen.
You're not
Kind
hover.
of weird.
What unit are you looking at?
A dwarf axeman. I'm hovering over a dwarf. It just says like mountains, like coastal mountains, dislike tropical, hate blighted. Kind of weird
It's telling me
because they definitely like the terrain in the city. Oh, if I hover over the city, I can now see it.
it shows the cavern walls there.
Yeah, it says rock cavern and dirt cavern. Just
Yeah,
doesn't say it in their racial
yeah, it
um
does for the units for
trait.
me, but maybe it's because I'm
That's
not the
weird.
active player. If it's your own
Huh.
unit, it might not specify. It's just giving me the different versions of the text, I guess, because I'm just
But
observing you
of a
right now.
dwarves base game,
Yeah,
then
it could
yeah,
have
that's
been a
weird. I have no
UI
idea.
change in one of the DLC that for some reason isn't consistent too. That's
Yeah,
also
maybe.
possible.
Huh.
But yeah, um,
Okay.
so I'm looking. There's those treasure sites to the northwest of Fugold.
Yeah.
Um, and you could probably settle a city there. Um, so that would lead to the other logical place for a city being down that tunnel you just dug. I guess north of the underground forest. But that would require a lot of movement. Hmm. Thinking. Uh. Yeah, I would just go send them north towards the forest, the underground forest, because the if you start digging too many of the walls, they're near the city. Then when its race expands, it won't be able to benefit from those walls being there. Like that
Yeah.
long narrow tunnel made sense so that you could maybe plant another city at the end of it, somewhere down it. Like where the prospector is standing right now, or a little further, so the cities are spaced further apart. And you could also connect it for the purposes of getting around to those treasure sites or something. But yeah, I would send the other prospector due north, like into the forest, try and at, at least to the crossroads there to start with. And I don't know how much movement.
All right.
Sorry, I was listening to something. Is that as far as you can move? You should be able to move
One
one
more
more
tile.
tile. Yeah, yeah, and then it can start digging. Let's see, probably once. You don't want to waste too much movement crossing forest, so um, you might want to be close to the treasure sets a little, but I don't know. Anyways, next turn you'll be able to start digging a tunnel from somewhere adjacent to this forest. This can also be
All
used to
right.
space the city a little further apart from, because as I said, you probably want to build one city near those treasure sites, and you already have it. I have a city to the east, so you probably just want to like dig a little bit of a tunnel so the city won't be crowded by the other cities. A future city site.
Yeah.
And yeah, the prospector that was digging that tunnel before. Hmm. You're training an axeman in Fugold, right?
Yep. Like three of them.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, I was thinking about. Yeah, I guess you could dig a couple more tiles out before you start backtracking with the prospector in order to maybe have it help deal with the archons. It's, it's weak, but
Yeah.
whatever. Um, on the surface, you do have those people who are camped out near the brigand camp. You probably didn't get a notification because you sent them to camp last turn or something. But
Yeah.
they still have movement. They haven't moved yet.
Should I do something with them?
Yeah, I might. Um, no brigands spawned. So, but there could be stuff you like in that fog of war. I might send them like southeast 3 tiles to see if there are enemy like brigands or anything that spawn there. So, like next to the full rock quarry, just to look for other wandering mobs. Because if something was over there, you wouldn't want it to run over to your city.
Yeah.
Enemies like to wander along the roads like these. Hmm. Is that gold mine to the east? Did you clear it before, or?
I'm not sure.
Eh,
Should I go check?
yeah, might as well just approach it. I think you have to move 4 tiles to even see what's on it, so it's perfect. Oh, you can see it
Uh,
now.
couple draconians.
Flamer, Crusher, Hatchling. Yeah, if you're smart about it, you could probably handle that with that stack. What's the This mine holds resources, so you'll gain a lump sum of gold for clearing it. That could be useful.
Yeah.
Um, and you're training another hunter in your capital, so maybe
Could train a unit here. Oh,
in
I
Illinois.
yeah.
Eh.
Next turn
Uh,
when I get a barracks.
yeah, you could just summon an animal. If you summon an animal, to the main concern is the Crusher trying to race your Longbowmen, and honestly, Longbowmen are very powerful. You're probably fine even with what you got. But yeah, if you give them an animal next turn, so I had to
Then
move one
then I
one more.
can't use the the mana forge or mana node transformation.
How much does summoning an animal cost?
Well, it's casting points, right? It's
Yeah,
uh it's all my casting points 60 to transform to air node and then 40 to summon
and
a
how
wild
much
animal.
do you have a turn?
Just 60.
Okay, and you have 15 left over currently.
3.
Oh yeah, because you did root spear. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well then I would guess I would just try and do it with the 4 units. You should be able to do it if
I
you're
can just
careful.
wait. I can just wait another turn. There's no rush to clear this because it's not going to be in my domain for
You
like
get a lump
15
sum of
turns.
gold, so I would do it just for the money and the experience. while
Yeah.
you know there's nothing around in the area that could take advantage of your weakened units. That's why I was like saying check out like over by the breaking camp and then back. You can also cast spells to help the army. It costs a little bit of mana, but you don't need that much of an edge. If it goes very badly, you like cast root spears on one of the enemies, and you'll be fine. Longbowmen are superb ranged units, and so they have one melee unit that's uh, it does have overwhelm. So let's see, 11 defense, 9 defense. Yeah, in a head-to-head, the high elf swordsman beats the crusher. Um, Draconian crushers are pretty bad. Like high elf swordsmen beat them. Human long swordsmen beat high elf swordsmen, and orc great swords are the toughest basic melee unit. Except the Tyrant Sun Guards, they're conditionally better, and that they're weaker head to head, but
Yeah.
they have nice things like being resistant to magic and having the ability to break guard. So used well, they can be just as good as an orc's great sword. Um, but yeah, I would just get one tile closer, like keep it on that path, and just be ready to. You can just if it goes really badly,
All right.
if it goes
Oh,
if it goes really badly, you can cast a spell and delay the arrow node transformation by a turn by like fighting the battle before you transform the arrow node. But if it goes well, you probably won't need it. It's just
okay.
one weak melee unit, one archer unit, and one irregular. You should be able to beat that with 3 archers and infantry.
All right. I'll
No
end my
sweat.
turn.
Yep. Oh yeah, I should point out all your longbowmen are armored, so their
Oh yeah.
defense is actually 2 higher than it looks like, unless the unit has armor piercing. Um, yeah, your longbowmen are armored. Your hunters are not actually. Uh, I didn't realize that before. So the longbowmen are actually a little better at just staying their ground in terms of like they do less melee damage, but they have like essentially a 2 higher defense.
Yeah.
Or 8 defense, 10-6. I need to compare trooper to trooper. 10-7, 9 defense. Okay, they have effectively 1 more defense, but they're slower. So I would still use hunters in actual combat anywhere where they're not just staying their ground. But yeah, longbowmen are better at defending city walls, but hunters are better out in the open. Of course, it actually makes sense. Um, hmm. Oh, this is a cool song. This game's got some decent soundtracks, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hmm. So can't whether I could. Galbrin is willing to join my empire, but probably not a great idea. Um. Hmm. On the other hand, you could probably use some units to help you deal with those archons, right?
Uh, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So probably I might demand in like 3 turns that'll be 2. If I ask now, they'll probably just give me 1 unit though. As I say, I could get like probably a dwarf axeman or a prospector, but it'd probably just be a prospector with my luck. Uh, oh well. Um, oh yeah, you gave me the what was the item that you accepted my offer for?
Um, I think I give you a net.
Yeah, where did it show up? I'm trying to find the stupid thing. Uh,
Did you not get it?
I don't know where it showed. I probably did. I just don't know where it
Uh-oh.
is. Um, hmm. It might have just popped off of whatever hero you had who was equipped with it, and like there's an item somewhere. I just don't know where it is, or maybe one of my heroes automatically equipped it. Oh, one of my heroes automatically equipped it, but not the hero I probably wanted to get it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll just have to courier it over. It wants to give it to my necromancer, which is useless. Uh, Probably want to give it to my dreadnought because he works in collaboration with my prowler, who benefits massively from enemies being snared. Um, and he's a little better at hang back. All right. Gah, can't do anything, and I can't courier it until it arrives at the necromancer, and she's across the map from where I want the item. So I did get it. It just chose to send it to the worst possible place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sending it to the far left edge of the map. And then the here place where I want it is in the south. So it'll take 4 turns to arrive in the far left edge, and then it'll probably take another 4 turns to get back to where I want it.
That's dumb.
It is. If I bring the necromancer back closer, it'll take less time to come back. But
I don't know why it
uh,
wouldn't default to the main hero,
yeah,
if not give you a choice. That's really weird. It would just pick a random one.
yep. Spring of Life, which holds units. Hunter, Shaman. Shaman, what the heck does a Shaman do? Awaken Spirit and Tingling Touch. Concealments. True Sight. Interesting. Shaman is a tier 3 support unit. You know, I bet you can actually train shamans once you get the tech for it. Because you're a
Yeah,
druid. That looks like it's a druid themed support unit. Tier 3.
I think so.
I don't. It's not a very good tier 3 unit, though. I'm not sure why anyone would actually use this. Poison Bolts. Awaken Spirit and Tangling Touch. I guess Awakened Spirit is a nice buff, but for a unit that costs 16 gold a turn, yeah, that's garbage. Uh, hmm. All right. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what's further in this direction of the map, but um, yeah, maybe there's something useful, so I'll explore a little further. Uh, ooh, gold. 65 gold just sitting here. Cool. I should mention, I don't think this is probably not something to be aware of. When you get enough gold in your treasury, you get like a wealthy nation happiness buff for your cities, and I think your units, definitely your cities. I think you need 1,000 gold in
Oh
reserve
yeah.
for that. So there is a small benefit to just hoarding money. Um, it's usually better to spend it, but I'm actually not far from that. I'm at 700 gold myself right now. I have 8 mana. I had 0 last turn. So I got next jack all for mana, but I have all this money. Um, hmm. Hmm. How am I doing for time? Hour and 9 minutes. I'm gonna cut the video here. Folks on YouTube, wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind yourselves. And may you always find guiding star at Windy Home. Adieu.